keep the moon law, according to Jeremiah. So it don't even matter, bro.
All right, so basically you don't keep the Sabbath no more. You're saying that the Sabbath is done away with because we're in captivity. Do you have a scripture to show that? Do you have a scripture to show that when you're in captivity, you don't have to keep the Sabbath?
Read the book of Hosea. Read the book of Hosea.
What chapter and verse?
Read the entire book of Hosea. Read the
entire specific.
Read the entire chapter.
All right, so one at a time.
Read the entire book. Read the entire book, because the entire book deals with Israel falling. You understand? And when Israel had collapsed, they weren't able to keep their Shabbat rule, and that was the whole essence for the entire book. That's why I say read the whole book.
Okay, now can you show proof that no Israelite kept the Sabbath after the book of Hosea was established? Because right now it seems like you don't know when the Sabbath is. You said we don't have to keep the Sabbath. You also said that the Sabbath is not a continuous 7-day cycle. That's 3 things right there that you lying to the people. So I mean, I'm not going to explain this to you. Now,
you got to prove it back. The only thing you got.
Okay, all right. So this is my last question.
The only thing that you're trying to hold against me is the idea that you feel that, there's scriptures all throughout the scriptures that were Israel in captivity, like in the book of the very first chapter of the book of Isaiah. Well, y'all keep lying and saying I'm not telling y'all where it's at. The very first chapter, he talks about the Most High says, I don't accept your Sabbath, I don't accept your feast days, I don't accept none of that. Why? Because they was in captivity worshiping the devil like y'all doing that. So it don't matter.
Someone, you can apply that someone.
Well, I remember on Facebook, the brother Yasha, when I first met him, told me he was an Israelite and he got his blood checked and did some type of blood test and went all the way back to some tribe. Now he out here saying Israel ain't no nation, and then he out here saying,
because the nation for that. Because the nation for that,
I'm talking.
One at a time. That's someone.
Thank you. I'm just trying to edify the audience. You're trying to say it don't even matter. He's on here breaking the Sabbath. You're saying it don't even matter. Brother, can I talk? Brother, can I talk?
I'm gonna let you reply, brother. I'm gonna let you reply, but gotta be one at a time. Can't be jumping over each other. All right, Yasha, you can reply now. Go ahead.
Well, the stuff that you said, it ain't no reply. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that he said, there ain't no truth in it. The only thing that you got against me, and you don't have against me, because the scripture reflects this. The scripture, every time Israel was in captivity, the Most High did not hear their Sabbath, and he did not even pay any people no attention. And that is a fact. So you can keep whatever you want to keep until Israel recognize the real moon. You understand? I done told you what it was. You do your homework. You go get the look and see what the next new moon is, and you establish it with you and your God. If you really want to know, y'all niggas don't want nobody spoon feeding y'all grown men. I told you where it's at.
All right, guys. We got some more questions to the queue, baby. We got some more questions to the queue. We're getting that winding down. Actually, 22 minutes left on the air, so we definitely got to get to the final statements. Once again, I see the chat room is lighting up. And we got more questions in the queue right now. So let's go to the people. Let's see what they got to say. Once again, this is the number 646-716-7320. If you have any questions before we get to the final statements, just press number 1, and of course I'll add you into the conversation. Let's go to the next person. 314-680. You're live on the Big Talk for you.
This is LaRon Campbell, calling out of St. Louis. Good job, Route of Destruction, man. Creating your evidence and putting forth what you have to put forth. Brother Yasha, you did a good job too, man, but you gotta, present more evidence, man. You got to know them Sabbath days, man, if you're gonna be claiming that when the brother asks you, man, you gotta know that stuff, man. And me personally, I agree with you with one thing, what you said, though, brother. I agree with you all the way, because I was just going to get off into that text as far as when dealing with the Sabbath days, because half of these brothers, they want to talk about they keep the Sabbath day, but, ain't keeping the rest of the laws or whatever. And me personally, I believe that the Sabbath days, is not up under the new covenant. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the Sabbath day will be initiated the Sabbath day is up under the new covenant, but it will be initiated in the millennium what days we're going to be keeping. And the reason why I say this because I'm going to go to Hosea like you went to. And Hosea, I want you to answer this, Brother Anthony. It says, I will call Hosea 2 and 11. Well, 2 and 11. And it says, I will also call all her mercy feasts, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbath, and all her solemn feasts. And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees. I want to get y'all input on both of y'all. What you think about that, Brother Anthony? And has that been established, or has that started, or is that something that has been fulfilled already?
Am I on?
You on? Okay.
Okay. From my understanding, Hosea chapter 2 and 11 did happen. And also, we can't keep the feast days outside the land. We is in captivity, but the Sabbath is still to be observed there. That was referring to ancient Israel when they were being wicked in a captivity.
But is not Israel in captivity right now? And can you also show me Abraham and all them keeping Sabbath also the 7th day until it was initiated?
I never said Abraham kept the Sabbath 1 and Hosea before Christ. Christ came on and Christ still kept Sabbath.
Why you keep referring back to it like we got some accurate calendars or something?
Nah, brother, I'm saying. Hey,
Hold on, Brother Yasha, hold on. I know this is a passionate topic for you, brother. But we need to hear each other one at a time, man. One at a time, all right, brother?
We got an accurate account of what happened before. We need that accurate account for that.
Mike or something, I can't talk.
Hey, brother,
This is awful.
I understand where you're coming from, boy. I'm asking you is this. I'm asking you, you just said out of your own mouth that, we can't properly actually keep it like we should.
I said the feast days. I said we can't keep the feast outside.
Even when it goes to the Sabbath, I asked you what did he mean, because he said the Sabbath is not also too. And you said it's been fulfilled because they're in captivity, but we are in captivity right now. So what are you saying?
Was after Hosea 2, and Jesus kept Sabbath as well. So are you telling me Jesus wasn't keeping the Most High Sabbath neither? This is all after Hosea.
I'm telling you at that time when the Almighty said this, I'm telling you he was letting you know that Sabbath was going to cease in our birthday, and it did cease in 70 AD. That's what I'm telling you.
What is the timeline mentioned? Because Jesus kept Sabbath and Paul kept Sabbath. So when was the timeline? When did you...
Paul didn't even see 70 AD. Paul probably died before 70 AD.
70 AD? Okay, that's cool. Is that what you believe? That's fine.
Let's let Brother Yasha join in there. Brother Yasha, go ahead.
I agree with what the brother said. When you went to they talk about, why did Jesus keep it? Well, you must understand that Rome was violent to capture Israel. Rome did not have Israel captured yet. That's why the Sanhedrin Council in the Boulay and the elite was all, and the Jewish elite was all in bed with them. Because they were trying to capture Israel. Israel did not fall into captivity till 70 AD. They had their own nation, they had their own land, they had their own culture, they had their own priests, they had their own money, they had their own everything. So Israel wasn't in captivity during the time of Yeshua.
Alright, I think we got time for maybe 2 more questions. And then after that, we're going to go into the final statement, guys. Once again, I appreciate everybody interacting and calling in and also interacting in the chat room, sending me emails. The show is definitely live, and there's a lot of great conversation going on. So once again, the brothers is passionate about this particular topic, which is I definitely appreciate my special guest for coming on here and bringing this to the Bay Talk for you. Once again, let's go to the people, take maybe 2 or 3 more questions, then we're going to get into the final statement. 817-532. You're live on the Bay Talk Field.
Yeah, this Brother Blue again. I just wanted to comment on Genesis 1. And people like to use Genesis 1 to say the moon was created on the fourth day and the seventh day was the Sabbath. And I used to use this argument as well. But then it got brought to me like, people look at the moon like it was created new. So you say, well, the new moon was on the fourth day and the seventh was on the seventh. But nobody goes to say, well, man wasn't created new as a baby. The animals weren't. Everything was created in a cycle, in a mature stage. So who is to say the moon wasn't, when it was brought forth, was created in a mature stage? So when that evidence was brought to me, I kind of had to drop that argument to use against them. Because you can't say the moon was brought in new, but animals came in full grown, humans came in full grown, trees came in full grown. So when people use that argument, it's kind of, it's not real solid, and as I used to think it was. And another thing, I heard one of the brothers say 8-day creation. Now, because the new moon is the first day, but it's not the first day of the work week, the Sabbath, what they claim, the people who keep the Sabbath on the 8th day, is the second day, through the seventh is the work week, and on the 8th day you rest. Okay, so when God, during creation, if you count those as literal days, which I do not, but if you look at them as literal days, the 6 days he worked, none of them include the new moon, if you look at it that way. The 7th day he rested on. So it's really a 6-day creation because he created everything in 6 days. So what I was trying to say is basically that the Lord worked 6 days and rested a 7th. The commandment doesn't say count 6 days and then rest the 7th, count 6 days. The commandment says 6 days do all thy work. So the 6 days relate to work, not to just counting continuously. But like I said, I continue to keep the Saturday Sabbath because I still got some learning to do in that doctrine. But I just wanted to bring that out. And shalom.
Shalom, brother. Brother Yasha, you can reply, brother. You can reply.
I thank the Most High for you because that's indeed exactly how it is, man. It's just, for people to say, I keep the Sabbath from creation, that's a lie. And no man on this earth kept the Sabbath from creation. And for you to say that out there, that's misleading the people. Because you ain't got no proof that you kept the Sabbath from the first day. And then people claim that they're Bible readers. You know what I'm saying? They completely disregard Leviticus 24:28 when he said that the Sabbath was on the 8th day. But then they continue to disregard the very first. They don't understand Hebrew. See, if they had read the Hebrew account and understood the Hebrew history, Hebrew language, and Hebrew culture, they would understand that God created everything on the first day. He said in the beginning, let there be heaven and earth. He created everything the first day. It took him 7 days to bring it to a fullness, a shabura, a completion.
Let's get into this. Let's get Salman's reply, and after that, we're going to get into the final statement. Once again, I wish we could get to every single person, but time doesn't permit. Salman, you can get in the reply.
Yo, Sal, we should have mad extra time. You ain't even use all the time. You skip the Q&A and everything. But it's all good. It's whatever. I just wanted to let the listening audience know that don't be beguiled by speculation. Once again, my brother, big brother, Boston Blue came on here speculating. Well, who's to say the new moon wasn't full when he made it? Who's to say the new moon wasn't the crescent moon when he made it? Pure speculation. That's pure conjecture. He don't know that at all. It's not there written. So don't let that argument sway you, let you be tossed to and fro. The fact of the matter is, the new moon was on the 4th day. 2 days later, he still worked. Let's just say it was a full moon. Then it went to the black moon, and then it started to get a sliver. That's the new moon. So it's still 2 days in between that. How can you say, because we don't know if it was a full moon, we don't know if it was a new moon, anything. It says the moon was created. That's a new moon. That's what it is. The 7th day he rested. You cause confusion when you speculate like that, and you being have people sway, talk to and fro, and everybody's going to give account in the day of judgment for what they say when they bring up speculation like that. What's written is the final authority. 7 days, 6 days he worked, the 7th day he rested. He established it. He set it apart. That's his set apart mark. The moon don't go with his set apart mark. The moon just makes sure we get his feast days. But the set apart Sabbath weekly mark is the set apart mark. That's all I say.
Alright, we're going to get to this final statement, and brother, I know that you want certain brothers to come in, I understand that, but this thing's also got to get done as well, so got to get this final statement going on. Alright, brother? Let's get this final statement going on. Once again, now listen to the debate talk for you. I appreciate all of you guys calling in with your intelligent questions, and there's a lot of great things you guys brought out there. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the debate talk for you. Let's get this final statement going on. Alright, we're going to set this timer. We're going to start for brother Yasha. And go ahead, brother.
The final statement for me is that it don't matter about what day you say or what day the Sabbath day is or what day it is not, because generally and truly you are in captivity, and you've never seen an Israelite flourish outside of captivity. Nowhere in the histories of the Bible or biblical history do you see them flourish in captivity. They went into captivity because they disobeyed the law. They didn't keep the law. So in captivity, they did not keep those laws. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be grown, man. You can't sit up here and have somebody begging and pleading with you and be all on his side, man. Do your research. Do your own research. You can't have nobody spoon feeding you, because I'm here to tell you that every English translation I ever read is bogus and mistranslated, and I prove that today. Now, you can keep rolling up this English, Wagner, mistranslated Bible all you want to. I don't care. The truth is on you, Doc. I gave you what you need. And nobody discredits nothing that I said. Nigga, I'm in captivity. You can commemorate it. You can commemorate the Sabbath. You can commemorate the high holy days. You can't commemorate them. That's all it is, a commemoration. For truly, they don't mean nothing. Till y'all become a nation. Nigga, wake up. Go ahead.
That's it. Alright, brother. Once again, I appreciate you for coming on the show. Is there any information that you want to put out there? Any emails, any websites? So people that want to interact with you?
Get with me on Facebook. That's Yasha, Y-A-S-H-A, B-E-N-Y-I-S-H-R-A-E-L. Friend me and I will confirm it. Shalom. I'm out. I got homework to do. I love y'all. Peace, black people.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Alright, now we're going to go to Sound Mind with this final statement. That's going to be 7 minutes each. Or 7 minutes. And after that, we're going to pretty much wrap up the show. Sound Mind, go ahead with your final statement.
Okay, all right. So if someone wants to get the theological workbook of the Old Testament, they have the 7th day of the week is the Sabbath. That's what they have for the definition of the Sabbath. If you get the Ernest Klein Etymological Dictionary on page 638, they have the word Sabbath as a weekly cycle. In the Greek, the Aramaic, and the Syriac, the word in the Strong's Concordance, the 77 word Sabbath is used as a weekly Sabbath also. So there's other sources out there for people to get for that also backs up the weekly Sabbath. And here's some historical notes if people want these to go that also backs up the weekly Sabbath. Like I said in the opening statement, in 321 AD, Constantine came to Sabbath and Sunday. The Jews were keeping Saturday day, and that's 321 AD. That's in the Constantine and the I forget what it is, something. Just type 321 AD and you'll find it. I forgot what the title was called. What else? You get another historian, Cassiodeo, Roman history, records that in the 63rd BCE, before Common Era, the Romans attacked the Jews, and they were keeping the Sabbath, and the only way that they could get to the Jews was because they was resting on the Sabbath because they was on the mountain, and they had their fortress guarded all 6 days of the week. But once they rested, that's when the Roman army came in and took them captive on the Saturday, as the Romans would call it. So that's another historical record that says that we keep the Sabbath on Saturday, the 7th day of the week. Also in 70 CE, Jerusalem was overthrown. The same historian Cassiodeo, a Roman historian. Also, in the book of Josephus, it talks about the Sabbath as well. In the book of Josephus 4.9.12, in the book of Wars, you can go there, that's another historical record. You can go to the, what is this? Frontier Strategy 2.1.17. In his book, he talks about how Israel was overthrown on Saturn day, that they were keeping, and they thought they was worshiping Saturn. The Jews was laughing at them because, no, the Romans was laughing at the Jews because they thought that they was worshiping Saturn, but they really wasn't. They were keeping the holy day, and that's when they overthrown them because they armies was down because they was resting. Everybody was keeping Shabbat. So that's when the Roman army came in and made their move. That was the best time that they thought was so they can win the fight because Israel was resting. They wasn't prepared for war. They was keeping the Most High Sabbath days. And also, again, Genesis 1 chapter 2 is irrefutable. The 7-day creation is forever. The 7-day cycle always and forever will be Yahuwah's set apart mark. And anyone who defiles it shall be put to death. And we know that the second death is what that's referring to in our situation because we in captivity. And also, like I said, in Isaiah 66 and 23, new moon to new moon shall all flesh come before, shall be in from Sabbath to Sabbath, which could be read from week to week, shall come to worship me as well, because Sabbath, Shavuot, like you said, in Greek. And what else I want to get into? Let me get my notes first, quick. Yeah, that's basically it. The new moon is for the spring and feast days, and it's a high holy day when you see the sliver of the new moon. To know the count, the Hebrew count, you go to 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 5, let's skip to verse 27. Samuel counted the moon as day 1, and then the next day is day 2, meaning on the seventh day they was going to rest. They didn't skip over day 1 and just said we're going to skip that day, then we're going to go 6 working days and end up on the 8th day. There's no 8th day creation, like my brother said. So, with that being said, I just want to say thank you to the listening audience for listening. Thank you to Yasha Ben-Yishrael for showing up. I just want to give a shout out to Ben-Yishrael, Prophet 613 from LA, good teacher, good brother of mine. Brother Josh from Absolute Bible Truth, good teacher, good brother of mine. Brother Judah from the Connected to Jesus, good teacher, good brother of mine. All my brothers in the Syracuse, New York area, the route of instruction. 315, my top shooter, my right-hand man, my young gunner, we the youngest in charge, me and Ben Trey Reed, Kevin, my brother Kevin, my big brother Kevin, my big brother Sha'ala, and my big brother Aaron, who couldn't make it here tonight, but I appreciate all my brothers in the Syracuse area. I appreciate all my brothers worldwide. I appreciate everybody keeping Yahuwah set apart, Mark, and out here teaching this truth, and out here bringing down these false doctrines as well. Since I got time, I'm going to deal with Exodus 16 since I got a couple minutes. Can you keep going back to Exodus 16? That was the 22nd day. Well, no, it's not. And Exodus 16, verse, verse 1. Exodus 16:1. And they took their journey from Edom, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came out of the wilderness of Sin, which is between Edom and Sinai, on the 15th day for the second month after the departing out of the land of Egypt. If the 15th day was the Sabbath, why aren't they resting? Why are they leaving out of Egypt on Sabbath? We ain't supposed to be doing no work. We're supposed to be resting. And this is the Sabbath that the Most High made it rain manna down on them for the 6 days. And they didn't get it on the 7th day, but they still went out and got, tried to look for something, but it wasn't there. Alright, let's go to skip to verse 21. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and the sun waxed hot and melted. And it came to pass on the 6th day. And the 6th day, that's Shishi in the Hebrew, it's not 6 days from that moon, which makes it equal to 22nd day. No, it's Shishi. Not the 22nd day, it's just Shishi, meaning the 6th day, meaning that the Sabbath is about to come. So you gather twice as much as your bread. Add 6 days to it, that's when people fall off, that's the stumbling block, where they see, oh, C15 plus 6, that equals 22. No, that's not how it is. It's just Shishi. That means it's just the 6th day of the week, meaning Shabbat is about to come up. Yahuwah's Shabbat, Yahuwah's set apart mark we have to keep forever throughout all of our generations and all of our billions. With that, let me thank my wife, my beautiful wife too. I forgot to shout out all the women in Israel as well because our women ain't being lifted up as they should. But yeah, shout out to my beautiful wife, who's my backbone, who helped me out through everything. I love her and I appreciate her and I care for her. All you men in Israel, make sure you love your wives and take care of them and love them like yourselves. With that being said, thank you again, Brother Sal, and shalom.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Debate Talk for you. Got a minute and some change left. Guys, if you want to make a quick comment, you can press that number 1, and I'll add you in. That's maybe you go into a little bit of overtime. You want to ask, make it real quick with your comments. If you want to take one particular debate or their opinion on the debate, if you want to, chime in real quick, you can go ahead and press the number 1. Once again, the number is 646-716-7320 before we sign off. But if not, we can definitely wrap the show up. It was definitely a classic debate. Both contenders were very passionate about the topic. They came in, they brought all the information out there to the people, and now it's up to you to go ahead and study and put all the information on the table and study to show thyself approved. Alright guys, I don't see anybody pressing the number 1, so we're gonna pretty much wrap it up. I'm gonna see you guys next Friday with another classic debate on Debate Talk for You. This show is archived. You can also go to the website, www.blogtalkradio.com/Debate Talk for You. Check out the show. You can even download it. This is Sal signing off. Take care and God bless. This is your host, Sal Showtime, host of the radio show, Debate Talk for You Radio. I just want to take some time out to thank each and every person out there for supporting the show and tuning in from Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, logging on to Debate Talk for You Radio. Everybody knows we have the greatest debates in the world. We're one of the most popular shows on the internet, so make sure you tell a friend to log on and check out the Facebook page by going to facebook.com/Debate Talk for You. That's facebook.com/Debate Talk for You. If you'd like to be a special guest, send me an email, debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. That's debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. Continue to support the show, and make sure you tell a friend, like I said, spread the word all over the globe. Debate Talk for You is live on the air. And if you want to call in, you know the number, 646-716-7320. You can listen via phone, listen via Skype, and check out the show live. If you want to ask me questions, press number 1, and I'll add you into the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Debate Talk for You Radio. See you next time.
That was it. An old debate. That was it, an old debate. That was it. Yes, that was an old debate by yours truly, Yasha Ben-Yishrael, a.k.a. Terry Whitfield, against Anthony Wagner. Does the moon govern the Sabbath? I laid down some very important principles. I talked about how the scripture actually spells out in the Genesis. It actually tell you La Mamashal, which is the moon, Yareki, La Mamashal, the moon was to govern the Sabbath. That's exactly what it means, literally, word for word translation. Debate's over. But for those who want to play dumb and play stupid, as if though English, that English take precedence over the Hebrew, or that English is a direct translation, an accurate translation of the Hebrew, nothing is further from the truth. I talked about how that in the days of Christ, during the Roman Empire, up under the Julius Caesar, the Julian calendar, how the Julian calendar originally had 8 days, in which the first day was Saturday. And this was up under the Julian calendar. Saturday was the first day all throughout the Julian calendar. It was not the 7th day. It was the first of an 8-day week. It didn't become the 7th day of a 7-day week until Emperor Constantine came on the scene. A lot of people thought that Emperor Constantine changed the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, when in actuality, what he did was just dropped off the last day of the 8-day week, which made it a 7-day week, and put Saturday at the 7th day, as opposed to the first day. So, which ended an 8-day week and started your first 7-day week known to the world, the Roman world, outside of the Israelite calendar. We talked about Exodus 16 and how that the Sabbath was mentioned in the Genesis, and from the Genesis all the way up till, Genesis 2? All the way up until Exodus 16, the word Sabbath is no longer mentioned. From the 7 days of creation, the 7-day creation story, on the 7th day, that was the first time it was mentioned in the Genesis, and it was the last time it was mentioned all the way up until Exodus 16. And it's a key point that no man had kept the Sabbath from Adam to Moses. The Sabbath was established with Moses in Exodus 16. So to say of a creation day Sabbath, the Saturday go all the way back to creation, is not true. Adam did not keep the Sabbath, because the first Sabbath, Adam wasn't even 7 days old yet to have had been here 7 days, to have worked 6 days, to have rested on the Sabbath. Okay? There's about 3 different times in history where different nations, changing from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar, where they had days where there was up to 11, 12, from 10 to 12 days missing from the whole calendar. So you can't say that they snatched 11 days, 11 or 12 days up out of the calendar. And, so you just can't say that there has been a continual perpetuation of Saturdays, when Saturdays were being yanked up out of the calendar, when a whole week and some days was yanked up out of the calendar. And this has happened, at least it happened in Rome, and it happened in England. It happened in England as well, which affected the United States and everywhere else. Yeah, but that was just a quick recap. That was my first time hearing this in almost 10 years, and it was very enlightening. I enjoyed it, and that was that. So this is Terry Whitfield for the Yasha Ben-Yishrael podcast show. You can go and see the original show on the Showtime Sal show. This is a disclaimer. This was for educational purposes. That being stated, this is Yasha Ben-Yishrael, and this will conclude part 3 of the Does the Moon Govern the Sabbath debate between Yasha Ben-Yishrael and Anthony Wagner. Shalom, shalom.